Hey guys, somebody whose opinion I greatly value once told me, trust in Review Bra. Well, those of you who know Review Bra, you know that he's all-knowing, great, and wise. Those of you who don't know him, well, I'll put a link down below so you can check him out, and believe me, you want to do that. Well, to quote in the immortal words of Review Bra, my disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. Monsterbass, March 2021. We're going to get inside this bag in 1 minute. I think I'm going to surprise a few of you. Stay tuned and I'll tell you all about it.
Get familiar. So if you don't know by now, then you should probably get familiar.
Welcome back to No Redemption Outdoors, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me here in the cave. And you guys are out there asking, NRO, what has you so dismayed? What has you so out of sorts about the Monsterbass bag? Well, yes, it is the Monsterbass March 2021 Bassmaster Classic Championship Takeover Bag. And it's a really cool idea. It's an awesome concept. I think my problem is the execution, ladies and gentlemen. And that might surprise some of you. So we're going to get into this bag, and you're going to find out what exactly is bothering me. But before we do that, let me draw your attention to the link above. That is our 3-minute grab bag giveaway. We do that every Saturday. I have a giant duffel bag. I shake it up. It's filled with dozens of baits. And I reach in and randomly draw one out, and then we give it away. It's really easy to win. All you got to do is be a subscriber and then comment in that video. You're allowed to comment more than once as long as the comments are relevant, and each one is an entry. And any given Saturday, it could be you. Just come back and find out. This week's featured bait is the Booyah Toad Runner Jr. All right. And if you want to win this bait, like I say, get over there and get entered. But, special announcement, we have a surprise bonus bait this week. A bit of a story that goes with this. This is a Rebel TD Minnow jerkbait. And if you watch that video with the 3-minute grab bag last Saturday, you know that there was an outtake I included. I reached into the bag, and this came out not in the box, but attached to my hand by one of the hooks. Now, fortunately, I had a glove on, so no damage, but that could have made for a bad morning, by the way. But I thought, you know what? That's destiny. This needs to be included, and therefore, it will be a bonus this week. Whoever wins will get both of these baits. So, get over there. It could be you. All right, with that, let's talk about Monsterbass. All right. I have, well, you know what? Let's just get into it. We're going to do our 1 minute what's in it. And then we'll roll into a breakdown of our, bait by bait. And I got a bunch of notes and pricing information. And that's where we'll get kind of in the weeds. And then at the end, we'll do our value analysis. And I will have an editorial comment at the end. It's probably going to be a little bit surprising for some of you. So, yeah, that's going to be the plan of attack. So let's get right at it. Right away, you see the Monsterbass Clear Zippered Bag. This is the second month that they've included these. I like these as opposed to the throwaway boxes. All right, so let's go ahead and get inside it. As you can see, there are stickers and inserts here, and I got 2 stickers, by the way. The Rudweiser King of Beards. Let me get this out of there. It's kind of cool. All right, so I got 2 of them, as I say. Next, there's an insert for the Powerbait Chigger Craw. That's one of the items in this bag. It gives you all the info about it. But then on the back is a discount code, SORRY5. It gives you $5 off your next purchase of $10 or more, as Monsterbass's way of saying sorry for a typographical error in the what's in the bag insert. Apparently they misspelled Berkley Trilene, and so this is their way of saying sorry. And then, of course, there is the, as I referenced, the what's in the bag insert. Right on the cover is KVD himself. And then, as you can see, all of the baits are listed. They claim that the MSRP is taken mostly from Tackle Warehouse. We'll probably talk about that during the value analysis. They also, I want to point out, excluded any assigned value to the zipper bag. Now last month, the first month that they offered it, they did, I think, include $10 for that bag. But this time they've taken that off and they say this is just a free bonus. So that's how we're going to treat it in our value analysis at the end. All right, and so the first bait is the Powerbait Chigger Craw. Again, that's referenced in that insert card. This is a 9-pack. Color on this is green pumpkin. We love green pumpkin. All right. And then next is a Strike King KVD 1.5. As you can see, I've been in this box already. This is a square bill. Silent, I think it's a silent square bill. And it is Phantom Watermelon Red Craw in color. All right. And then next is the Monsterbass Hammerhead, limited edition Alex Rudd edition. This is again a silent square bill. It is 2 3/4 inch in length, 7/16 ounce, and the color on this is Rudd Red. Next, we have some Hale Craw Worm. This is a 10-pack. Color is Watermelon Seed. There's a very cool story that goes with this, which I will share with you during our, our breakdown of the bait. So you want to stick around for that. Very cool. All right, so that's the Hale Craw Worm, and then going with that is a Stanley jig. This is original casting jig. I believe the color on this is either green pumpkin or watermelon, and again, you can see I've been in this package. 3/16 ounce. All right. And these two are meant to be paired together. All right. So there is the Stanley jig and the Hale Craw Worm. Next item is the Trilene 300-yard 12-pound monofilament. This is their XL smooth casting series. We always like more fishing line. So there you have it, the Trilene. Next, we have Gambler 4-inch bacon rind. The color is not indicated on here, but I will point out this is a 5-pack. And I believe that this is a sample pack. All right, and I'll explain why. There you have it, the 4-inch bacon rind from Gambler. And then the last item is Stanley jig, pack of hooks, 5-pack, 4/0 in size. These are worm casting. All right, and these are Pro Point worm hooks. All right, 5-pack. There you have it. All right, that's everything in the bag. So now let's do our breakdown bait by bait. And as I indicated, I have notes, and we're going to follow along in order of my notes as well as the what's in the bag card. We're going to kind of reference both. All right, so first item is the KVD, and this is the 1.5 square bill. This is Phantom Watermelon Red in color, as I indicated. We'll go ahead and open it up. This dives 3 to 5 feet. As I indicated, it is a silent square bill. It's got black nickel hooks. Let me give you a look at that. Very nice. You know, the Strike King KVD stuff, this is good stuff. It's good value, highly respected, highly regarded, and obviously very successful. KVD himself won the Bassmaster Classic on Louisiana Delta back in 2011 using this. So, this is a winner. That is the Strike King KVD 1.5 square bill, and I was able to validate this at $5.99. All right, next item is the Berkley Trilene. As I said, this is 300 yards, 12-pound test, fluorescent clear blue color. All right, we can always use more monofilament. This is going for $7.99, and these Berkley Trilene, this Berkley Trilene monofilament has been used in 15 Bassmaster Classic championships, so you really can't argue with that record of success. All right, so there you have it, Trilene. XL Smooth Casting Monofilament, $7.99. All right, next item is the Berkley Powerbait Chigger Craw, and that's the item that is on that insert card. These are 4-inch. Now they are available in 3-inch and 4-inch. This package of 9. I'm going this green pumpkin in color. Let me go ahead and open it up. I'm kind of procrastinating because the main thing about Powerbait is their extreme scent. So it's going to quickly fill this room up. There you see the claws will give a really really erratic, really extreme action in the water. Of course, the scent is supposed to make the bass hang on just that that split second longer, so you can get the hook set. This was used by Boyd Duckett in 2007 to win the championship on Lay Lake in Alabama. All right. So there you have it. That's the Powerbait Chigger Craw, 4-inch, green pumpkin, 9 count. These go for $4.99. I was able to validate that. However, they are on sale right now at Bass Pro and Cabela's for $3.74. So if you're interested in buying some of these, they are on sale right now. All right. Next item, and here we go. We start to get into sort of some of my area of discontent. Next item is the Gambler 4-inch the 4-inch bacon rind. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get one out. And again, Gambler is known for their extreme scent. They call it the Gambler bite. So this is gonna fill this room up again. It's a nice looking bait. I don't know the color, as I said, but it's some kind of grape color of some kind. And I think this is probably a very good bait. Now, I'm not that familiar with it, but I can tell you this. There's nothing, next to no information on the internet about it. It's not available to purchase, not on Monsterbass website, none of the retail outlets. Now, what's interesting about this is that Monsterbass quotes the value, this MSRP, at $6.50. And again, I'll remind you, this is a 5-pack, what I regard as a sample pack. And they're quoting it at $6.50. That's more than $1 per. And I simply reject that. I just simply reject that value. I don't accept it. Now, to support that, I did find this bait available in one place, and that is on the eBay store for a company called the Tackle Closet. And it turns out they have just about every color of this bait in 10 packs. Now the packages are different. They're yellow. Again, leading me to believe that these are packages that are unique to either sample packs or in some way or another this is a discontinued bait, so that yellow packaging on the eBay store, that's the original, and this is some, derivative. I don't know. But they're available for $3.99 for a 10-pack from this eBay store, and they have just about every color that's made. So I put that in the value analysis, and I put the link down below. It's the only place you can buy these. And so I think there are two transgressions here, guys, and I'd be interested in your opinion. But one, what I think is an obvious sample pack. I think the normal size is 10-pack. And two, they put the sample pack in at an inflated price. I mean, frankly, I think $6.50 is high even for the 10-pack. So I'm not sure where they got that value. I really don't know, and I apologize if I missed it, and I would appreciate anybody setting me straight on this. I really would. Up to and including somebody from Monsterbass. Set me straight on this. Why am I wrong? All right. So that is the Gambler 4-inch bacon rind, $3.99. Next item. Now these are cool. These are cool. The Stanley Jig and the Hale Craw Worm. Again, these are meant to go together. And there, as I mentioned, there's a cool story that goes with this. Let me first say that this combination was responsible for two major classic wins. One in 1988 by a fellow named Guido Hibden. He won on the James River. And then this very same combination in 1992 brought Robert Hamilton to victory on Lake Logan Martin. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I did my deep research, as you can see. So very, very cool. Now, the really interesting part of this story is that the Hale Craw worm, and I'll get one out so you can see it, after, at some point after these championships occurred, they stopped producing this. Apparently it became economically infeasible. And, despite the fact it's highly, highly regarded, very popular bait, they just stopped making them. So they came at a premium when you can find them. And then Monsterbass decided to do this theme bag, and they reached out apparently to Hale, and I guess there were a series of conversations and negotiations and maybe even some collaborations, and they were able to bring it back to market. And so I think that's a very cool story. It's a cool bait. It's combined worm and craw. And like I say, when you put it together with a jig, let's get that out so you can see it. The jig, by the way, is built on the Mustad Ultra Point hook. The skirt they call BioSilk rubber. Let me show it to you. I'm not exactly sure what BioSilk rubber is, but it looks to me like it'll have a lot of flare in the water. And so again, you put this together and you have a Bassmaster Classic champion bait. Really cool. Really cool. So they quote these combined together at $10. There's no breakdown between how much each one is. Just $10 for the two. If you go to the Hale website, they are going to be selling these beginning in April, but they don't yet have the pricing. At $10 for a 10-pack of these and this jig, I'm okay with that. I'm going to accept that. All right, so $10 for the Stanley jig and the Hale Craw worm. All right. Next item is another item from Stanley Jig. It is the pack of hooks, the Stanley Pro Point worm hook. This is from their tapered needlepoint line. There are 5 of them here, 4/0 in size. Now, once again, my issue here is I cannot find these anywhere online. I cannot find them on Stanley Jigs. Forgive me if I missed it, but I looked long and hard. Couldn't find it on Monsterbass, so they're not selling it in their store. I don't know where to buy these. If I did like them, and I don't know, I'm not familiar with them, and there's no information, so I can't tell you. But assuming I did like them, I'm not sure where I would buy them. But my concern with this is, again, they're quoting these at $5 for a 5-pack, and there's no way to validate that price. Now, I will tell you that I've seen premium hooks that are priced right around $1 a piece. I have seen it, and that, generally those are your highest premium hooks. I don't know if this is in that category. I just don't know. But some of you guys can tell me. Maybe you know. Are these really worth $1 a piece? That's what they're listed at, $5 a piece, and I'm going to accept it because I really have no choice otherwise. But just know I couldn't validate it. But there you have it. That's the Stanley needlepoint hooks 5-pack, $5. And then the last item, and here we get into where I have a real issue. This is the limited edition Monsterbass Hammerhead Alex Rudd edition. It's Rudd Red in color. Let me tell you a little bit about it. This is basically built on built around their regular Hammerhead silent square bill that they list on their website for $10. This is that bait, but it's been given a custom paint job in collaboration between Alex Rudd and Messer Baits. And this paint job, they priced as a $5 premium, making this a quoted $15 bait. Now, it's got katana hooks, nice and sharp. It's got split ring on the eyelet there. I like the 3D scaling and gill plate. So it seems to be a good bait, right? It seems to be a good bait. But not $15, ladies and gentlemen. It's not. It's not a $15 bait. I'm sorry. If I saw this bait hanging at Bass Pro Shop with a $15 price tag on it, I simply wouldn't buy it. I would vote with my wallet and I would buy something else. But let's be honest. Is the regular Hammerhead square bill worth $10 as they have it listed on their store website. If I found the regular hammerhead hanging in Bass Pro for $10, I guess I would be asking myself, would I rather have this for $10 or a 6 cents Crush 50, let's say, silent, for the same price? I don't think the Monsterbass is on par with 6 cents. No disrespect to Monsterbass, but it just isn't. That's not to say it's a bad bait, but it's not a 6 cents bait. I'm sorry. So I'm having trouble even with their $10 price. However, I have no choice but to accept this stated $15 value because they are the manufacturer and they are the retailer. There are no other sources, and that's what they listed for on their site. And I have no choice but to validate that $15 price, but I really wonder how many people are going on the site and paying $15 for this. I'd really like to know. So you understand I'm displeased about that, and I do believe that that inflates the numbers. And now we're going to turn to the numbers. At this point, we will take a look at our value analysis. And as always, I will bring you along. I'm going to put this up on the screen. There are, hold on a second here, there are a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 baits in this bag. And as I mentioned, no value was given to the bag itself, and that's by virtue of Monsterbass's own position. I have previously given value to the bag, but since they do not, we will honor that. We will follow in those footsteps. But the total value is $51.71 and a cost of $35.99, which means that the value added in this box, $15.72 or 43.7%. Now you may say, NRO, that's not horrible. I mean, it's not their best, but it's not terrible. Why are you dismayed? Well, I'll remind you. This is based on an inflated value on that bait. I simply reject the idea that that's a $15 bait. And I'm going to go conspiracy theory here. Here's my theory. And tell me if I'm wrong. But they decided to make the bag a freebie. No value given. So they had to make up for that somehow. And so to make up for it, they put a bait in the bag that's neither been a Bassmaster Classic Champion bait, although they have high ambition that it may someday. I respect that. But in no way is that in keeping with the theme. But it does provide them the ability to put a bait in the bag that they can value at $15 and that nobody can invalidate that price. It's indeed the only way that you can buy it, at $15 online. Or you can buy it on one of his many, many, many deep discount specials. Again, kind of belaying the idea that this thing is worth $15. But my complaint is that I have to accept the idea of a 43.7% return on this bag when I know full well that bait is grossly overpriced. My opinion. What do you guys think? You know, just for fun, I did a hypothetical calculation. I'll just go ahead and tell you. You know what I think the bait's really worth? Like what it would be worth in a retail store? Personally, $8.99, and that's the most. And that's allotting for that custom paint. If I'm being harsh, call me out on it, please, please. But I'm saying $8.99, and if that were the true value and it was used in our value analysis, that would change the numbers to $9.71 value added or 27% return on investment. And between you and I think that's more legit. But that's my opinion. And as always, I must caution that the value analysis is very one-dimensional. It's strictly numbers. It doesn't take into account any other factors. And let's be honest, every one of these baits, except for the Monsterbass, has won a Bassmaster Classic. I mean, you have to give weight to that. That's worth something. That means that you can go out and be successful with these baits. So that's one of those subjective things that I always warn that you should factor in. All right, well, there you have it, guys. There is why I am dissatisfied. Some of you guys might be surprised to hear that. I know some have even said that I'm sponsored by Monsterbass because I'm so generally complimentary of it. In point of fact, I am not sponsored by Monsterbass or anyone else. But it does indicate, you know, that on whole, I say pretty nice things about Monsterbass, so I must be pretty displeased to be calling them out right now, as I am. And frankly, from some of the other unboxings I've seen, a lot of you guys are really happy with this bag. Now, I did catch Get Your Fish on, and he had some of the same objections that I do. But mostly you guys have been happy, so maybe I'm just a malcontent on this. I don't know. What do you? Just tell me. Tell me if I'm right or wrong here, guys. Don't be afraid to flame me if must be. All right, I've talked enough. Again, I'm going to remind you, get over to that 3-minute grab bag video. Maybe you'll win the bonus bait. And I think that's it. With that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up and say, until we meet again, take care.
Jag är somali och jag rappar mina rötter, ey. 15 000 det är bara mina fötter, ey. Jag är somali, rappar Mali.